Oh, I can pull up stream on my phone. Bang. Looks like people are starting to hop into the stream. So I'll wait a little longer before formal introduction. Get a couple more people into the stream before we start really talking about stuff. But I will say, this pool looks very nice. Oh, let's go, Turley. Let's go. Oh. Okay. No one read chat if you don't want a spoiler. It isn't one of the customs for this round, it's just an edit. So, a little bit of a leak of pool, but not too bad. So, think we should be good to start introductions, maybe, I think. Doesn't look like the stream viewer total is going up that much higher. So, welcome everyone to Finals Mappool Showcase. This is the second to last pool for this year's 6WC. This pool features 6 customs, and then the aforementioned edit from Jackie. But yeah, so a lot of maps. I think the only addition to this pool is DT4, maybe Nomad 6. I don't quite remember last round's pool, but I want to say those are the potential 2 additions if they weren't in the pool last. Oh, Free Mod 3 as well? Okay, so a couple new maps. But yeah, lots of customs, lots of bangers, and I think we are maybe good to start. I think that's all the introductions needed. I don't want to leak which maps are the customs, but yeah, I think that's it. So we can head into the first map of the showcase, which is an OWC classic. This was used in, I think, finals as well, but for OWC. So, taking some inspiration from OWC and putting it into our map pool here. This is Nomad 1. It is just over 4 minutes. Pretty standard map stats. BPM is a little high, but is to be expected as this pool is a later stage pool. We'll see more of those higher BPM maps, as that tends to be the case in higher SR maps. But choruses are very aimey, verses are a little more awkward, I would say. In my playtesting of this, choruses were very comfortable, and then rhythms were verses were where I was finding most of my misses. I also had some AC issues. I don't know if it's because I was tired or not, but accuracy could play a big role in some of the scores on this map for this round. But I do like some of the rhythm choices here. It's not that standard 4 minutes of just variable, like, farm aim that you see in some No-Mod 1s. Those are nice, but it's nice to see a change of paces in tournaments, and I think this map does a very good job at it. Course 2, pretty similar. I want to say there's a little more tapping in this one compared to the first PI, but similar aim, similar comfortable aim. That is true, the customs are all very long. I think I want to say, oh, I can't leak what map slots they are, so I can't say which one I think is the shortest. Guitar solo, unsurprisingly, has some additional streams. Gotta make sure you hold through these. As we approach the final fourth of this map, I believe there's a pause before the final chorus. Could be wrong though. Okay, well, there was not a pause. There was just that little slowdown section. But I will say choruses are quite comfortable, as they're, I think, pretty similarly mapped. I mean, except for this part, obviously, as this is the extended kind of chorus. Same, mocking. Dude, I was playing at 1 AM trying to get replays. I was so tired. Not as much aim as I think you would expect at the end of this map, so gotta make sure you don't slider break on some of those larger sliders, especially with nerves if you are still FCing. But yeah, that is No-Mod 1 for finals. Heading swiftly into our first custom of this round. Classic song, little different for the music, but a very classic song. Night of Nights, custom mapped by Quantum Vortex. This is 180 BPM, just over 3 minutes. Pretty standard stats, but I think the key is just being consistent on mainly these patterns, the switches between quints and triples, and not note locking in those, expecting to like prep for some of these longer streams in the map. But it is nice to hear this song in a slightly different manner as opposed to more of the 8-bit that you hear more commonly used. But yeah, this map is so nice. I don't think it's super diff spiky, if I'm remembering correctly. It's mainly just staying consistent on some of those longer streams. Goodness, mocking. one thing to note is this map is a pretty standard BPM for this stage in the tournament and this star range. I think the BPM spread for Nomad 2s has been pretty solid thus far. So, nice to see a little more of a comfort BPM for some of these tapping players, as opposed to something that's maybe higher BPM that caps some of the lower BPM tapping players. I think this is very accessible for all tapping player BPM ranges, so it will really come down to who can and who can't tap across teams. A bit of aim. Put aim in my Nomad 2s. But right back to comfort streams. Oh. Proof it's a custom for 6WC. Good old fashioned 6WC slider. And yeah, that is a Nomad 2. Which we won't have to wait too long for another custom as we head into our next custom. This is Nomad 3, Rondo Prayers. Custom mapped by Amethyst, I'm pretty sure. I actually don't know a whole lot about this map, because I didn't get the chance to playtest it, but it is another longer map. Yeah. I like the song from what I heard of it. I didn't get the opportunity to play the map, but the song from what I heard was a banger. So I have to imagine there's a mix of that flow aim as well as the snap aim, as this is a late stage Nomad 3, so I believe it should have elements of both. So knowing when and where those are so that accuracy or combos don't drop, trying to switch between the two will be pretty important. I don't think any of these maps are really sight readable, because even like, actually no, I think there's one map. I think one map is pretty sight readable, which is one of the two maps I think I got replays for, so that's kind of funny. But a little bit of flow in some of these verses. Ooh, okay. I like that switch up. But yeah, looks like flow for verses and a little more snappy for key eyes, but keeping variable spacing throughout the map. So can't really just turn off your brain for this and just assume the spacing for some of these low BPM burst streams will stay the same. Oh wait, you think DT4 is sight readable? I've known the map for like 2 years and I still don't think it's sight readable. Maybe I'm just not good at that, at sight reading that skill set. A little bit of a quiet section. I will say the CS looks a little low. For whatever reason, CS4 is looking kind of small to me today. Extended aim 1/3 section? I like it. Breakpoint. I like this map a lot. I think I'm gonna try and play this when when stream is over. This looks like so much fun. That is our second custom. Surely there's not another custom, right? Surely it's not 3 in a row. Surely not. Ooh. So yeah, this is a third custom. 3 for 4 thus far. This map is Nomad 4, another Ame map. I will quickly try and find stats, as they are a bit broken on stream for whatever reason. I want to say it's... Oh, they're not on the sheet either. I want to say it's 170 question mark? And then I think it's under 3 minutes. I want to say it's like 240 something question mark. I feel like those stats are... Oh, it's on... Okay, it's uploaded already. Well, I will just look at that. I did playtest this map right before this, so this is probably my most familiar map. Some of these, like, stop and start patterns are super awkward, and then there's random, like, 1/3 and 1/6s. They go really well with the music, but they are not sight readable. I tanked so much AC when I did hit them, and I did very rarely hit them. But it's not super techy. I would say it's a little more finger control-y than techy, but I prefer hitting tech sliders than tech finger control, so little commentator bias on difficulties for the map. Okay, I was right, this is 170 BPM, but it is an additional 3 minutes, or an additional minute from what I thought it was. It is 346 length, and it is 312 drain, so not super long, but could be on the higher end for some of these Nomad 4s. But going over stats really quickly, CS4, OD 8.2 and AR 9.2. This is 5.39 stars. And it features mainly 2 of these very difficult, yet very different key eyes. I think this section and like the beginning and end are some of the easier parts, and it's just a matter of holding through some of these patterns. This does give, that part gives a little precursor to what is coming up, as the next key eye features some like 1/3 sliders. I think it's here. No. Okay. I got ahead of myself. Yeah, here it is. There's the 1/3 sliders. Those messed me up so bad on sight read, but they're not super difficult because I was able to read them pretty well the second time they happen. Yeah, right there. So, can definitely catch you off guard if you're not ready for them, but not super challenging if you know that they're there. Yeah, a little bit of cheese on some of these sliders, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get the replays. As I believe this is an S rank. And yeah, just like that, we are halfway through the customs for this round. But we have a lot of maps to go. So this was our second Ame custom and third custom of this round. Good old-fashioned Nomad 4 customs. Love to see them. Especially because can get a little repetitive on some of the mainly low SR and high SR. Nomad 4s. They can get a little repetitive, overpooled, but this one obviously is not, as it is a custom. But heading into Nomad 5, good old-fashioned speed map. I actually don't know a whole lot about this map either, as I was playing at midnight and didn't want to play speed or spend the time to warm up speed. But yes, Woolwam replay number 1. I don't know if there's others. I didn't really check to see who had replays. But yeah, this is speed. This will... I want to say it is a little more stamina intensive than bursty. So I do think this will test higher BPM stamina as well as the general consistency, as this is another 3.5 minute map. Yeah, that is true. I feel like I've seen this map before a long time ago. Oh wow, okay. That long stream into the single taps? Oh, okay. That might have been where I saw it. Because I know I did occasionally look at small pools. This replay is looking really good. I don't know how to hack these kind of maps. It's not possible. Not the PTSD. I think I know a little bit about some of the moments of small. Yeah, this was such a last-minute clutch from Woolwam. This replay is cracked. What do you mean washed? That's so cap. I do think this section is considerably more tame than some of the other sections of this map, so good spot to rebuild combo if you do drop here before the ending. Yeah, look at this finger control. Triple spam. Slider into streams. Okay, I didn't know this was going to be an extended 1/3 section. I kind of thought that would just be, like, sliders or something. So that's kind of cool to see 1/3s. I do also like that they are individually... what's it called? Individually... they're all new combo. Makes it very nice for reading the map. Oh yeah, Clutch Woolwam FC on Nomad 5. And then we are now going to head into the closest thing to a custom we will have in this pool is a Jackie quote-unquote custom, aka edit, right before we started stream. This map, I did get the chance to play about 2/3 of it. This map is hard. There is so much finger control. And then it's mainly in 1/4, but there are some 1/3 sections and then 1/6 sections that come out of nowhere. Like there. And then these stop-start doubles. This map is so hard to hack. But as you can see from the map thus far, this is our rhythm gimmick map for this round. Stats aren't super quote-unquote gimmicky. They're CS 4.5, AR 8.8, OD 9. Little high for a rhythm map, but just adds to that difficulty and that necessary skill set of can you tap the notes when they are meant to be tapped. I don't think OD9, I don't think it mattered that much when I was playing it, unless my accuracy doesn't improve from sight read. That's true. But this map was a lot of fun from when I was playing it. I just had to stop because we were going to start stream. But yeah, like I was saying, the stats don't really scream gimmick map, but as soon as you start playing the map, you very quickly realize that gimmick is a very important part of this map, as well as that finger control. But yeah, that rhythm section is fun. Yeah, I don't know... I don't think I know enough about the remaining teams to know if this is going to be like a protect or not for teams. I have to imagine teams that aren't comfortable are going to be banning it pretty early in matches. Oh, F10! Oh, true. I don't know if there's a diff for 5.5 though. I feel like it's either like the insane diff that's like 4.9 or like 6-star plus for Ethken. But yeah, that is our semi-custom 6WC edit Nomad 6. And that is all for the Nomad section. Heading into Hidden 1. A little bit of a classic map. I do have a little bit of familiarity with specifically this song. It was our tryout Hidden 1, not this diff, but tryout Hidden 1 for the first ever 6-digit US Cup. So, a little bit of history there, and I think this is also used in a private tourney that I played in, but actually very similar stats to that Nomad 6. It is smaller CS, 4.4, that lower AR, that 8.8, just enough to make the map kinda awkward for not comfortable hidden players. Isn't that comfort AR9 to 9.2 that most non-hidden players can sometimes play in HD1? But yeah, these key eyes have a lot of sliders. Not as much, I believe, in the verses, but yes, slider breaks could be very common in some of these key eyes. Yeah, I do quite like this map as well. It doesn't really play like it's 204 BPM, mainly because the bursts aren't as frequent in the map. Yeah, heading into those sliders. Key eye number 2. I do wish I wasn't as busy with minor league so I could compare these to some of the later maps, but I only really know up to round of 16, maybe quarterfinals, just because I have been so busy. But thankfully I do know a bit about these maps and I'm not sight read commentating. At least for the entire pool. There are a few that I don't know, but pretty familiar with everything else. But little slow section. Mentally preparing for this final key eye, as I believe the spacing does get a little wider with those sliders. But nothing super diff spiky, but yeah. Final Ki. Oh, that is so true. It's kind of funny to look at this in editor. Yeah. But as we finish the ending of this map, that is Hidden 2. This map did feature a fair bit of sliders, which will lead us pretty nicely into our next map. Jackie map, played by Jackie. This is custom number 4 in this pool. This map is kind of an expansion on the group stage Hidden 2, as there is a little bit of sliders, but this definitely has a lot more reading aspects with some of these overlaps, some of these little awkward to initially play patterns, namely some of these triples. There is a mixture of these perfect stack triples, the cut triples that are like low spacing, and then there's kind of weird back and forth sliders that, or back and forth triples that you'll see at the end of this Ki. But sliders, overlapping, kind of cursor dancing Ki's. But this is where I was breaking in my replays, were some of these. Actually, not quite yet. These triples that are coming up. Those triples, apparently you're able to cheese them and just aim the middle, but it did not work for me. I had better consistency hitting them by aiming them. But yeah, so this one is a little broken as well. I don't know if it was sent in. Don't think it was. Yeah, I don't know if this is uploaded yet. I think, I have to imagine it is. Yeah, aim the triples, aim the triples. Don't cheese maps. But Ki 2, pretty similar with the need to read some of these cursor dance overlapping patterns, but slightly different. Little more of these straight line sliders and wave sliders as opposed to the curve sliders in Ki 1. But reading section, this reading isn't too hard. I don't think I really had issues during my playtesting of this part, but it doesn't give you any time to rest, because if your concentration goes even for a little bit, knowing that this section is a little easier than some of the Ki's, you could very easily just drop your combo there. But yeah, dude, Jackie Hidden 2s have been spot on this tournament. So, greatly appreciate the multiple HD2 customs from Jackie. But heading into Hidden 3, this actually is this is technically Brains, as he told Claris to look at this, and I found it later on as we were trying to find a replacement Hidden 3. And then I did find this, and then Brain told me this was the map he was referencing earlier in the week. So this is kind of sort of my first map in the tournament thus far. But yeah, this is very tappy. Low BPM tapping, very flowy, and it is also pretty short, so have to make sure you start off on the right foot, as this map stays pretty hard throughout the map. Making sure you hit all of those little wiggles. I think some of them are cheesable, but some of them definitely aren't. So I definitely need to know the difference between what is cheesable and what isn't cheesable. Okay, then I'll just say I found this perusing through my maps. We won't say this is a we'll say that I found this from the depths. But yeah, that's probably the only, this is like the only slow section in the map, as we head very quickly into probably the hardest pattern in the map. And then into a little more finger control section for the end of this map. The final third is a little more finger control-y as opposed to the cut streams in the first 2/3. Well, I guess the first half of the map. But if you can hold through to this point, this part shouldn't pose too much of an issue for players. But yeah, very quick map. Starts very quick, ends very quick. But very fun map to play regardless. Oh, that is true. That is true. But yeah, that is our hidden pool. So heading into the next map in the showcase. The probably the worst replay this round. And of course it has to be mine. But I get a little bit of slack. I was up for like 20 hours before playing this, and I didn't really get a proper warm-up because I didn't want to warm up at 1 a.m. midnight yesterday. But yeah, easy breezy. This map is so much fun. There's a lot going on in this map. For me personally, I had a hard time with some of the rhythms, and then honestly the easier sections of the map. I can point out some of the spots where I had issues, but this map is so much fun. But definitely has a lot of that aim aspects, but does have other stuff that can catch you off guard if you are not ready for it. But heading into this slower section, there's going to be a bit of a slow section coming up before we get that first key eye. Introing the name of the song. And then key eye 1. Man, this map was so much fun to play. I like this so much. But breakpoint 1 for me personally is coming up right about now. There's a triple right there in that bottom left corner that took me quite a few times to consistently start hitting. And then this section, the amount of times I FC'd to this point and mis-aimed here, as you can see my shaky aim there, that part is a lot harder to consistently hit than you might think. But a little bit of finger control here. This, like, next third of the map before the second key eye is very rhythmy. This is where I always break, which you'll see very soon. The finger control in this is hard. Okay, that slider break is so sad. But tapping section. This section is actually very comfortable for me. I never really had issues hacking this part, whereas the rest of the map was hard for me. Wait, what about the diff name? Oh, that is true. I didn't get to play this top. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will be honest, I was a little nervous there. If I was a little more warm, I might not have been. But, yeah. Little troll. But Key Eye 2 is pretty similar to Key Eye 1 in terms of rhythms. Obviously map different, as it is not the same Key Eye. But yeah, that's Hard Rock 1. One of my 2 replays in this round. heading into Hard Rock 2. Yeah, map is interesting. This was one of our trouble slots for this round, as we had a very standard aim Hard Rock 2 in here and wanted something a little more funky, but we then ended up deciding on this map. This has some slight rhythm as it is a M2U song, but it is mainly that aim and that precision aspect that is mainly tested in this map. So, man, this one is so fun. The song is so good. But yeah, Ack is going to be a premium on this map. If you can Ack this, then you'll have a huge base score lead over non-hard rock players, because judging by the accuracy on this replay, it is not easy to. Granted, this was kind of sped run. This was one of our last replays gathered for this round. So, a little bit of trolley Ack, but I played Hard Rock 1 for like a half an hour, and that was one of my better Ack runs, so I can't complain much. I am a Hard Rock combo gamer a little bit. But this map is also very short. Under 2 minutes. But it's still a banger. Very nice replay of this map. Oh, I just realized there's no fail on it. Ahaha. No need for no fail, right? Surely we don't fail in match. But yeah, that's Hard Rock 2. Jumping into Hard Rock 3. Good old-fashioned day by day. Another Lapix map in this 6WC. This map is a bit lengthier. I think this is the longest Hard Rock map in the pool, and I think it feels like the longest map in the pool. I didn't really feel like Hard Rock 1 played like it was 3 minutes, but this map is, I think, roughly 20-25 seconds longer than Hard Rock 1. But yeah, gotta hit the flow patterns here, as well as some of these sliders, as they are a little more on the techier side. But I think most players will at least know the song, whether it's actually this song or another edit or remix of the song. I think this is a pretty popular song in terms of tournaments, but I don't know if this diff is used nearly as much. But extended pre-chorus section. But there we go, key I1. This again, I think, very nicely balances the aimier Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2 that is in this pool. I personally am just not a huge fan of this map, but it tests exactly what we're looking for, and I know a lot of people do also like this song, and I think map ? So it is just a little personal dislike for this specific, what's it called? This specific diff. Yeah, there's definitely more to this than just alt. Yeah, they are alt BPMs, but I think this map plays a lot different than Hidden 3. As this isn't really as streamy. and it is a lot longer, so despite the BPMs being the same, I think there's a lot of differences that make this map very different from Hidden 3. Yeah, some of these sliders are nice. I like them. It's not just the same slider spammed like over and over again. Gives your brain a little refresh. Ooh. Ooh, that's tough. I do like both of them, but for different reasons. I think they're both very solid maps, though, or very solid songs. But that is the end of the Hard Rock Pool. Just about halfway through this Mappool showcase. Heading into my final replay for this. I actually FC'd. I was so tempted to just send my one slider break because it was the most pathetic slider break ever. But yeah, Farm DT1. But it is not actually Farm because it is the full version of the song. I actually was looking at this song and hoping that there was a fuller version of it, and then this was put into pooling chat, and I liked it a lot, so really happy we ended up pooling it. But yeah, aim. Farm aim. This is... we are buffing that AR reading necessary. This is 10.1. It is AR 8. That part, don't drop there. That is like the only rhythm section of the map, so do not lose your FCs to that section, as I have done a few times. But yeah, getting back to the stats, this is AR 8.6 base, so it is that 10.1 with DT's multipliers of stats. But this map is pretty comfortable. It is a little higher BPM. Oh yeah, look at that, 12 AM gaming. But it is very short as well. No, this song is so good. Surely it's not. Surely we don't put farm in DT. A buff DT stats. But yeah. Two things from me personally to look out for in this map is that quint that happens at the end of the map, and then that little rhythm section at the end of the first chorus key eye. But yeah, if you can hit those two, it is pretty comfortable for those higher AR DT players. But yeah, that is Hard Rock 1. Moving on to No Mod 2. Or, not No Mod 2, DT2. Ahaha. Yeah, funny map. Also, another no-fail replay. No-fail needed, as playtesters are goated. Yeah, this is our finger control in DT for this round. This is very heavy finger control, as those linear doubles do show. The rest of the map is pretty comfortable to play though. Is that lighter side, easier side of finger control. But yeah, those doubles are yeah, not easy to consistently hit. Yeah, 10.1 is very high for this rank range. Last year, the highest AR that was used was AR 10 for 2 of the Grand Finals DT maps. So, yeah, it is on that higher end. Or 6-digit. But working our way through this map. This map is very quick. So very important to be able to hit those linear patterns aforementioned. Does make a difference in that score. Dropping in those 2 spots could take an FC to a not as ideal score, but yeah, that is our DT2 for this round. It features quite a bit of finger control, but our next map is a little different. This map has lighter finger control elements, but it is more that 261 BPM that will be testing these players, as this is on the higher end of speed requirements for this skill range. Yeah. Very light, slider only, really, intro. But this map, I did play it a little bit. It is pretty comfortable if you can get some of this lighter finger control down, because the bursts aren't super spaced or anything. They're either stacked or that very lightly spaced kind of patterns. But these slider sections, after those repeated bursts, can cause some issues, whether it is that stamina running out potentially for not as stamina based tapping players, but also just that BPM cap. But a little bit of a slowdown as we head into key eye number 2. Or I guess this would be key eye number 1, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, finger control does stay throughout the map, but it is more the fact that it is 40 BPM higher than that Nomad 2. So really test that high-end BPM, both in accuracy and in a combo sense. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I only played the first third of the map, so a little different, and tired kinda, I guess, nerfs my perception of what is and isn't possible. Because, yeah. This map is not easy. Honestly didn't know there was another set of this. I only thought there was like the AR-10 DT finger control diff of this that's like 4.7, I think, 4.8 stars with DT. But yeah, this map is not easy, so hopefully there won't be as many 2-way, 3-way, 4-way FCs as we are in the very late stages of this tournament. So yeah, that is finger control map number 2, but this is more the speed-oriented one of the 2. But heading into a very different map for this DT4. We love our good old-fashioned meme grid maps. This is CS5, and I want to say it's AR8, AR6 base, question mark? Yeah, but this map is a little trolly. This is very old gimmick maps. Look at that. Look at these grid patterns. Ooh, that is so true. Yeah, I mean, not really much to say about this map. It is like the definition of an old map. An old DT map, I should say. Yeah, this is definitely an older player preference kind of map. Or if you just like gimmick in general. Because, yeah, this map is not very normal for most players that play DT. But I will say, I think the hardest part for me is that first kinda fourth of the map. After that, I didn't really... I mainly just like had troll misses. So if you can get through that first fourth of the map, you have a little bit of an easier time, as this part I do think is a bit easier to combo than that part. So I think big thing will be whether or not teams can hold on to some of those supporting combos if you do drop early in the map. But if you can get through it, then having that additional score on that FC will be super important. But yeah, that is the DT pool. Final 4 maps of the showcase here, heading into for mod 1. Good old-fashioned pup map. I want to say this is mainly just aim question mark. A little more like alty aim. I have played this map a long time ago, so hopefully I can remember it decently. But yeah, this is a little higher BPM. If it weren't for DT1 being 240, this would have been the highest BPM aim map in the pool, but I don't think there's really that. I don't think there's any burst in the map, if I remember correctly. I think everything that would be bursty, I think, is just like buzz sliders or something. So yeah, pretty comfortable stats for the Hard Rock players. It is CS3. So won't really be testing as much of that precision, but still need to be able to consistently hit some of these aim patterns in order to have some of those good scores that you need as that Hard Rock player, because I think we will start potentially seeing that gap between the true Hard Rock carries and those that are not as comfortable. Because an FC on this with Hard Rock compared to maybe like a 200, 300, maybe 400k on a Hard Rock for free mod will be huge, because no mod and hidden for this map is not too bad. Oh wait, really? Oh, so could be pretty familiar for players that are doing the daily challenges. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but easy multipliers I don't think we have confirmed yet. I think they will be on the higher end for this round, mainly because the maps are hard, but also because I think we want to see potentially some easies played in late stage. I think it'd be fun to see some of those. But yeah, I think that's the only burst in this map. I see you, Jolty. The pop off. But yeah, have to make sure you are prepared for some of these speed up sections, as the slower sections can kind of lull you into not being as prepared for some of these patterns. Yeah, there's our final 1 slot of this round. Heading into our next map, which is custom number 5. Took a while to get to another custom after HD2, but we get a Kyle Y special, which is his anti-mod maps. This map is also on the longer side, 3.5 minutes, but very standard stats for anti-mod. CS5, AR8, OD8. Versus are Amy, but Key Eyes are, I think the best way for me to describe them is they are a higher CS version of quarter or round of 16 HD2, as there are those kind of reverse patterns throughout the map, but they're mainly congregated in those Key Eyes. But yeah, these aim patterns are very nice to play. I did enjoy cursor dancing those while playtesting. But yeah, Key Eye 1 is here. Yeah, make sure you hit some of those sliders. They are a little faster of a slider velo than you might be expecting. So this could catch you off guard if you aren't comfortable reading some of the speeds of these sliders. But yeah, we are starting to see some of those overlapping back and forth kind of patterns. But I do think these ones are easier to hit, as it isn't slider on top of sliders. It is mainly like, I think it's note slider, as opposed to just the 4 straight sliders. So it should be a little more comfy. But these back and forths, I had a hard time sight reading those. But yeah, number 2. Similar patterns to that first Key Eye, but I do believe they change a fair bit, so you can't just assume that they are the same. But yeah, return of those back and forths. Oh no, that slider break. That's such a feels bad. But yeah, really nice play for this map. But yeah, just a little bit of bursts in this map. Nothing too crazy on the tapping end. It is mainly on that reading and that aim aspect of, oh no, of this anti-mod pick. And there we go. That is custom number 5. Kyle Y custom. Old reliable. But yeah, heading into free mod 3. This is where our free mod tapping does come into play. This map has quite a lot of tapping. So yeah. Oh yeah, this map is a little. There's a map that exists. But yeah, it is that flow tapping aspect on free mod. So luckily for some of those lower BPM tapping players, it is another 180 BPM kind of tapping map. So nothing too capping for that BPM, but this looks very difficult on hard rock, as I was having issues holding combo on just hidden. So yeah, this could be a very hard rock gap map. But at least from the scores I saw, I don't think tapping is going to be a huge issue for the hard rock players. I think Fremod 1 last round was on the tappier side, but was higher BPM. And I think the hard rock players thrived a lot on that map. But this definitely has more spacing. Hi, Mocking. Thank you for the replay. A little high in smoke. Having fun in the map at that halfway point. But yeah, the tapping kind of just gets crazy from here. A little more finger control in this section. A little more of those sliders. But this is where I was like starting to die in terms of tapping. And unsurprisingly, those streams do not stop at the end of the map. They do just keep going and going, so really need those tapping players to come in clutch, especially on the end of this map, as a lot can happen at the end of this map, as you can see from that unfortunate drop. But Banger is now finished. Have to get a Camellia map into the pool somehow, and decided to put it in that Tappy Fremont 3 slot. But yeah, there's one map remaining, and there is one custom that has not been found out. So a little bit of not really a surprise, but finals tiebreaker is going to be a tiebreaker. Or it is going to be a tiebreaker. It's going to be a custom. Custom number 6 for this pool. This is a custom tiebreaker. I don't actually know a whole lot about this. I did not playtest it. Thank you, Jackie, for this clutch last minute replay. No, it wasn't super last minute. I think it wasn't like as last minute as some of the other maps. But yeah, I don't know the stats for this. Okay. But I do know, I want to say this is a collaboration question mark. I feel like I remember seeing that, maybe. But yeah, this custom, from what I've seen in the channel, this map is awesome to play. Has tapping, finger control, aiming sections, speed ups, slowdowns. Everything you really want everything you really want from a tiebreaker. It is truly a tiebreaker. What team is best at the most skill sets? Look at those cut streams. Look at those sliders. Look at them go. Sliders do go burr in this map. But the song is also a headbanger, so very nice to see. And very thankful for this custom to be made. It's all good. So yeah, third of the map done. Map is pretty combo dense. Oh, okay. I do like that a lot. That switch was really nice. It gives players a little bit of breathing room before heading into some of the more crazy stuff in this map. This goes so well with the song. I really like this. Yeah, Mapper's all cooked. Every custom this round has been awesome. And I have played most of them. I think the only ones are the Tiebreaker and No Mod 3, just because they were a little longer and we already had a replay for No Mod 3. And then I just ran out of time to play earlier. But yeah, just looking at them right now, they've all looked awesome, so cannot thank the mappers enough for working with us, getting the maps to be as good as they are. Because the last thing we want is not as fun customs. So have to thank them a lot for making the customs as good as they were, and then being very nice for the very slight changes, if we had any changes. So yeah, cannot thank them enough. It made this pool super awesome. I'm super happy with this pool. I think this pool is super cool. But Ki 2 at that 3/4 mark. It is kind of similar to that first Ki. Hit the flowing sliders and tapping, and you are doing good for yourself. Jackie's still holding that FC, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, as we approach, oh no, no way that's the miss. That missing was so, like, light. But we are approaching the end of this map and the end of this showcase. So, seeing some more of those flow patterns. Hit those sliders, don't drop those slider ends. Good old-fashioned 1/3 section to end off the map. And just like that, we are nearly at the end of the map. Ooh, that ending is so nice. That is so true. I think I would like it. Okay. The miss was intentional. Intentional miss. I won't say anything. I won't say anything. But yeah, that we'll just try and avoid that. I'll let chat go crazy with that. Surely it wasn't calculated, yeah. But yeah. Lots of customs, lots of very difficult maps. I want to congratulate everyone who has made it this far in the tournament, as well as the players that have gotten eliminated last round. I want to thank everyone for playing, putting in some of these insane scores. I think all of the teams thus far that have been playing have put up insane scores. So hopefully that continues a little bit. Hopefully we won't be seeing three-way, four-ways, because yeah, three-way, four-ways on this pool is kind of scary, but hopefully we will see at least like an FC here and there. But that is, I think, all for me. There should be an announcement soon about everything getting onto sheets, as well as any additional information that needs to be sent out. But I think that is all for me. So I want to thank everyone for sticking through the entire showcase, listening to me yap, mainly through some of the maps I didn't know as well. But that is our finals Mappool showcase. I look forward to trying to catch some of the matches this weekend, and good luck to all the players. See everyone later.